Hello everyone, my name is Gabby. Thank you all for 500 subscribers. I'm going to answer your questions right now. So I'm just going to do it from first come, first serve after all. So here we go. First of all, from Blaze Writer, do you have any DBZ merchandise? The answer, yeah, I have a bit. I have this. This is a pop figure, Super Saiyan Goku. I don't know. I was just gonna do something stupid and make it talk or whatever. Fun fact: I did not actually buy this. This was a gift from you know who it is. He's probably watching the video right now. Actually, fun note. If you guys ever meet me, if you are all like compulsive buyers and just like spend and splurge on everything, just come shopping with me. I will be the first person to be like, do you really need this? Do you really need this? Because I don't know. It's weird. Like, I just don't buy things. Like, I buy things I need, but like when I go to a shop or something, even like something like Dragon Ball Z, which I really like, I don't just be like, I want to buy all the merchandise. I just sort of look at it and be like, I could buy this figure, but what would I do with it if I actually did buy it? So yeah, there's your answer. Also, technically, I do have the manga there. It's behind me. So I've got the normal issue copies, number 17 and 18. I have Visbig, number 7, and then I have all 3 of the full colours. So there you go. Then we have a 3-parter from Vloggery. Okay, what are your views on the Broly movies? And then a little emoticon. Broly movies, the first one's actually pretty good. Like, in terms of, like, pacing and story, the first one's actually quite good, because if you think about it, like when everyone hears the Broly movies, they just think about Broly himself, but Broly doesn't really show up or even do much until like the second half of the movie. The first half is pretty much just all build up to how strong he is, or how crazy he is, which is honestly, I think, why that movie worked so well and why Broly became so successful as a result. I think part of it was because it wasn't just about fighting, there was some really interesting parts. But yeah, of course, the end of the Broly movie had a bit of a problem. In fact, all of the Broly movies have a problem in that they make Broly too powerful, and then they make it so that they can't actually win. So they try and make the situation seem hopeless, and they make the villains almost too powerful. So as a result, when Broly ends up getting defeated in all 3 of his incarnations, they always seem almost like Deus Ex Machinas, like they just come out of nowhere. In Broly 1, they all just give Goku his power, and then somehow that kills him. In Broly 2, it just ends up with a beam struggle somehow, and then ends up killing him, even though Broly should clearly outclass everyone, just judging on how the movie progressed. And movie 3, he is killed by water. End of story. Anyway, Broly 2 is just kind of... I liked the beginning of it again, because it had nothing to do with Broly. It's just Goten, Trunks, and Videl doing one of those usual plots that seems to happen a lot in Dragon Ball, where there's some monster terrorizing the village, then they have to go and like pretend to be the sacrifice so they can go and kick the monster's ass. It might be a little bit different. Can't remember. I don't remember that movie very well, but I remember the fight scenes being really boring. And Broly 3, like, I know everyone hates it, and it is kind of boring and it is kind of bad, but just think about this. Broly 3 is the only movie that Goku does not appear in, like, importantly, or as a ghost, or anything. He's not in there. The main characters are like Goten, Trunks, and like Krillin and 18 and Mr. Satan. Like, that's a really interesting ensemble. But that movie's just really kind of boring. So, yeah, there you go. The second one is, what would be your Dragon Ball Super wish fulfillment? And I think I'm going to put that in the same question as the Nazis question of what characters are you hopeful to get more screen time in Dragon Ball Super? And yeah, I'll just put, he has another question, or she, I don't know who you are. I'll put that question I'll talk about later. But yeah, basically what I want Dragon Ball Super. Okay, well first of all, just some random things. I want Goten and Trunks to get a bigger role, but I wanted them a bigger role more of them as like individuals, because generally with Goten and Trunks, all we know about them is 1, they're hyperactive kids, and 2, they fuse. And I feel like they do have personality, but I want to see them explored more as individuals, not just 2 kids whose main aspect of them is just they're going to fuse together. Like, I just hope that. Yeah, also, want Gohan to... I'm not going to say I want Gohan to be the strongest character in the show again, or I want him to get the main character role again, because that's not going to happen. But I want Gohan to have at least one cool moment in this series. Just one, because we really have not had that. And yeah, also another thing, it's going to depend on whether it's going to be set in the timeline, but if it's set like after like Resurrection F or after the end of Z or after anything, can we please, can we have a female fighter? We've got Android 18, but she hasn't done anything ever since she, wasn't a villain anymore. And if we had like Pan or Bra, because if they're the right age, that would be great. If we had a female Super Saiyan, that would be even better. It's kind of unlikely. But, so those are pretty much, and yeah, the third thing I also want is also most probably the least likely thing, but just one time, again, I want someone that's not Goku to defeat the main villain of that saga. Just once. Just once, please. It's just the best way to mix up the formula. That's what I want. I want them to mix up the formula, because Dragon Ball can get very formulaic, and I just love it when they play with your expectations and do the opposite to what you expect. Then third question is, what are your top 10 DBZ moments, TM? Okay, I'm sorry, I'll tell you, okay, a bunch of DBZ moments do like, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time, basically just the Great Saiyan Man stuff in general, Future Trunks' first appearance, basically anything that has an insert song in it, because that's really awesome. And I don't know, like if maybe if I like think about this later, I could like actually like make a countdown video or something on that. But yeah, those are just a bunch of things I like just in general. Next is from Dead Rider 11. Are you going to do any anime reaction besides Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Okay, I think there's going to be another question about this later on, but I'm going to explain this now. There are only very certain things that I'm going to react to, and those are things that are available for free on YouTube, and that those YouTube videos were uploaded by the original content creators. I'm not reacting to any anime or any TV shows or any things that didn't start out on the web, because I feel like that's just unethical. Because if I'm live reacting to it, then I'm essentially broadcasting the episode onto YouTube. And even if I don't put the episode on and just put my reactions to it, even then I'm encouraging piracy, and I don't like that. It's just, I don't think that's ethical. The reason why I'm reacting to Dragon Ball Z Abridged is because I'm not really stealing any like views or money from them, because they don't monetize their videos. And even then, sometimes that's why I'm always like, please support Team 4-Star. I put in like all the descriptions of my videos, because while you guys, I love it that you all watch my videos, it's just in my work. I'm not even monetizing my videos. It's just not appropriate. I don't own these videos, and my commentary isn't insightful enough to warrant that I can get my own living from it. It's just not fair. Now, from Andres Tapia, when did you first get into Dragon Ball Z? Oh, well, don't worry about that. I actually have a video explaining that. If maybe I could like say like there-ish, I'll put an annotation and you can look at that video. It's pretty long, but I explain how I got into Dragon Ball Z in very great detail. But short story, Team 4-Star. Because before I saw their videos, I thought I wouldn't enjoy the show at all, because I thought it was a show for little boys, you know. Okay, next up from Imran Muhammad. What is your best SSJ transformation? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. If you mean like what I like most out of Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, whatever, I think I'll just go to just stick to the normal, just Super Saiyan, first one, Super Saiyan 1, because it's just so iconic and it changed the series forever. Some would say it's changed the series in a bad way, which also makes sense, but hey, it looks cool. I think it looks cool without being like too over the top and silly, like say Super Saiyan 3 got a bit, and honestly, like Super Saiyan itself is probably, so iconic that in the new movie, the you know what happens in the new movie. Something takes a lot of cues from the first Super Saiyan transformation, probably because it just is so iconic. But also, random note: if you're actually saying what's my favorite like Super Saiyan design of someone's Super Saiyan or transformation or whatever, I think I'm gonna have to say Future Trunks, the very first time when he's fighting Frieza and King Cold. Like, not just because that shock appeal of that whole thing was really awesome and that scene was amazing and it had its own music and everything, but yeah, I think Super Saiyan looks a lot better when the characters have short hair because it doesn't look as spiky and crazy. Like, of course, then it can have the problems. Like, Gohan's hair like adult Gohan's hair when he goes Super Saiyan is almost identical. But I think Trunks' it looks different enough and it also looks cool enough that it's just like yeah, I just really like it. And next from Blaze Rider again. What are your 5 favorite Dragon Ball movies in general, including Bardock, History of Trunks, and Hero's Legacy? Okay. Yeah, I guess History of Trunks should probably be one. Then Battle of Gods, Yo Son Goku and His Friends Return, the 2008 web special. I don't know if that counts as a movie, but I'm counting it as one. Love that thing. Wrath of the Dragon, and... Well, I haven't seen Resurrection F yet, so I can't put that there, really. It's not fair. What would my last one be? I guess, like, I don't know, probably like a mix between, like, BoJack Unbound and, like, the first Broly, maybe? No, Fusion Reborn. Fusion Reborn would be my number 5, because that movie's just hilarious. And it's, like, I like that movie. And after some nice comments from Creative Collective and Eric Scarface, we've got the next question from Mike112. Oh, and it's a 4-parter. Okay. Congratulations on 500 subs, blah blah blah. I have 4 questions. Okay. 1. Do you feel dissuaded to make videos that are non-DBZ, seeing as your most popular videos are DBZ videos? Honest answer? No, not really. I mean, my most popular videos, they're not the DBZ videos, they're the live reaction videos. And, like, they're the things that people would probably want me to do more of, not necessarily just DBZ related. And even then, I don't really care. I just make videos, whatever really videos that I just feel like. I just have a lot of DBZ videos because DBZ is something I think about a lot and have a lot of ideas about. And also there are videos I feel like people could actually, like, think and learn, and we can get new insights if they watch those videos. So yeah, that's why I keep doing it. It's not because of any other reason. Second one is, where is the best place to message you? I don't know. Does YouTube have a messaging system? Because if you can, you can do that. I've got a Tumblr. I've also got a Twitter, but I don't really use that often. But I can still give you a link to that. Either way, just anything that will give me an email notification if you send it to me. So it's like, because that'll be the quickest way that I'll respond, because I check my emails a lot. Don't necessarily check my other accounts as much. Okay. Yeah. Number 3, do you take or consider video suggestions? Yeah, sure. If you've got ideas, I'll consider them. I'm not necessarily going to do them because it's really, I'm not just saying, it's got to be something that, I want to make, because I don't want to, like, force myself to make a video, because even if I'm not, like, enthusiastic at all, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't just take requests to things. Like, people were saying they wanted me to react to, like, Death Battle, and, like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I should do it, but then I thought, I don't have enough of a emotional investment in it for my reactions to actually be, interesting enough. I'm just going to be, like, watching it most of the time, and I don't think I'll really be able to think or get any insights out of it. Oh, 4. Okay, this is interesting, yeah. Do you plan on making/sharing more of your DBZ fanfiction? I really liked the little scene you did with Piccolo training Kid Gohan. Oh, you read that. I wrote that a while ago on my Tumblr, so I'm surprised you read that and you liked it. I do actually have an account on fanfiction.net. I will put a link to it in the video description. It's really, like, I don't say I'm a good writer. I was just mostly, this is what I was doing, like, in my really long break. I was writing fanfiction, DBZ fanfiction. I could write fanfiction about other things, but none of the ideas for my other things ever really got off the ground. So yeah, I've written a few stories, so you guys you can check it out if you want. You might not necessarily like them. They're kind of weird. Like, so yeah, I wrote one whole story, which is basically all of the Boo saga, but from Videl's perspective, because, like, when you think about it, like, her life pretty much just changes in, like, 2 days. Yeah, and I also did a one of Gohan and Videl watch the Cell games, and then it's basically them just sort of riffing on it, and that's kind of interesting. And yeah, and right now I'm doing another one that's kind of it's kind of hard to explain. But it's basically about after the Buu saga, and it's about Gohan and like how he's trying to adjust with like his father like being alive again, and him realizing that he is no longer the main character. Basically, it's him trying to adjust to that. And then there's some stuff about androids, just sort of in so far. I'm in the middle of writing it, so yeah, you guys can look at that if you want, if you like it. I don't know if you do. Alright, next one from Moose Haddock. Question, what are on the shelves behind you? The immortal question. The answer is books. Just a lot of books. Yeah, a lot of books, and some textbooks, and some soft toys, and an electronic keyboard. You can't see those ones because they're like at the bottom, but yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, and you can see the stuff at the top, like helmets, I don't even know, like, it's just random stuff, and believe it or not, it used to be even more disorganized, but I cleaned it up a while ago, so, yeah, my room is really messy. Right, now we've got, here we're back to the comment from the Nazi. So we already did your first half of your question. Second half is, what anime/shows would you consider to be your favorite? See, right now I am in a phase that I can't like anything that is, like, objectively good. So basically, all of the things I'm liking right now are pretty much just guilty pleasures. And they're also, like, kids' shows, pretty much. I like Dragon Ball Z, which is a show for little boys, and then I like Pretty Cure and Magical Girl shows, the shows for little girls. Pretty Cure is kind of like Sailor Moon. In my Dragon Ball Memories video, I talk a bit about that. But I'm like, what do I like that is like good? I don't know. I like Steven Universe. That's been pretty cool. I've gotten into that lately after I found out about like the season finale. I watched a few episodes of it, and it didn't really grab my attention, probably because like it is a very slow start. So then when I found out that, you know, later on action does happen and plot does happen, I went back to it and I'm like, you know, this is actually a really good show. I'm really enjoying Steven Universe. It seems actually like really awesome. And well, like, no, I don't really watch Game of Thrones, but I've read the books. At first I watched a bit of Game of Thrones, and then I read the books, and now I've read, like, all 5 of the books, and now I'm just like, oh, so it's a shame that they're diverging a lot. So I haven't watched that much Game of Thrones, but I know what happens because I've read all the books. I know, it sounds like almost elitist, but it's not really true. It's just, like, books, for me it's easier. I know it sounds strange, but for me it's almost easier to read the books. I'm not exactly sure why. It's just, I guess I just have more time to do it. And although in terms of anime, recently I've been watching Gurren Lagann. I've only up to like episode 4. I know it gets pretty crazy later on, and I'm waiting for that. I'm just sort of staggering it out a bit and not just gonna watch it all at once. So like that'll be fun once I get to the end. And after that, I think I am also gonna watch Kill la Kill. So because I've also heard that one's also good and it's made by the same guys. And yeah, like I've been trying to get more into Naruto and One Piece. Naruto's been a bit hard. One Piece I got into a little bit. I'm pretty much on like I just finished like the Arlong arc. That was actually, it's been pretty good so far. But like One Piece is really, really long. So if I want to make that a hobby, that will take a while. Yeah, no, honestly, that's kind of it. There might be more, but I've just forgotten for now. And now, Mike T says, where do you live? And that's not stalkerish at all. Nah, if you want to answer, Australia. There you go. That's where I live. If you guys didn't know I'm from Australia and you couldn't tell by the accent, I mean, my accent isn't that strong. And I don't go around, oh, g'day mate, let's go and have a shrimp on the barbie, and other stereotypical Australian things. But yeah, so if you want to work it out from there, work it out from there. Alright, then we have a thing from Nobody. I watched that Ronald McDonald video you gave a link to. Did not enjoy it. That is not really my type of humor, and I don't really like that kind of shocking stuff. Like I said, when I do reaction videos, I don't want to be like, I want them to, like, be like positive reactions, not negative reactions. I don't want my first reaction to be like, I hate this, I wish this didn't exist. That's why I'm, basically I'm not doing reactions like everything else. If you guys want to know, there is one other thing that I know I want to do live reactions to when it comes out, and that is Ruby. Of course, because of Monty, it's probably going to be delayed a bit, but when that does come out, I do want to live react because I've really been enjoying Ruby, despite all its flaws. Right, next up from Echo Thunderbolt. Congratulations, I remember when you had like 40 subscribers. I have 2 questions. Okay, 1. What is your favorite legendary Pokemon? Answer probably Shaman. Shaman is kind of like absolutely adorable. And Shaman's one of my favorite Pokemon actually. Not necessarily the Sky form, just like the land form. I really like Shaman. And second, what's your favorite energy-based move in DBZ, i.e. like Gallic Gun? Fun fact, Gallic Gun, the technical translation from the Japanese is technically Garlic Gun. It is Garlic Gun. They just changed it to Gallic Gun because obviously Funimation thought that Garlic Gun would ruin any sort of dramatic appeal they would have when characters just keep saying Garlic Gun. But garlic, Vegeta, vegetable, it made sense with the puns. I'm sorry, I sidetracked a bit. My favorite attack, probably have to say Kienzan, Destructo Disc. I mean, come on, it can cut through anything besides filler. It can't cut through filler. But, I mean, come on, could you imagine, okay, this isn't going to happen, but could you imagine if it was, an enemy, and then, Goku's having, real trouble with it, and then suddenly they're, sliced in half, and then there's, Krillin behind them, and it'd be like, oh, hey guys, I'm just human, and, I know I can't catch up, but I did just cut that guy in half for you, so, there you go. That would just be amazing. Alright, and here from Ariel89. Yeah, see, also thanks for the videos. Are you into TV series? So what's your favorite one? What do you think about doing a reaction video for the same set series? Yeah, this is what I was saying. I am not doing live reactions to TV shows because that is not ethical. And it's just wrong. And yeah, because I don't want to endorse piracy. And by doing live reactions to those videos, especially if I put the actual clips on, people are going to watch my those clips, and they are not going to watch the videos, and that is endorsing piracy, and I don't want to do that. Sorry for disappointing you guys, but I just feel like, especially if I get more subscribers, I don't want to have my big selling point being something that's technically illegal. Alright, now we have Gunman1212. What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball GT? I mean, I was honestly expecting someone to ask me this. I really want to like Dragon Ball GT, because it gets a lot of hate, and I do want to like it. It's alright. It's not the worst thing that ever existed. It's just, honestly, it's kind of boring. It's just, there's no point to it. When you look at it from the beginning to the end, there's no real, underlying theme or anything. It's just, people appear, and they're evil, and Goku fights them. And, I know that is sometimes what Dragon Ball Z is, and so, but, GT just, it feels like a filler episode. GT just feels like an extended filler episode. You can skip it, and there's no meat to it, and it doesn't feel like there's any emotional investment by the people making it. It feels just really lazy and half-assed, and that's also the animation as well. There's ideas I really like. I like Kid Goku. Not necessarily Kid Goku, but nerfing Goku. I like the idea of nerfing Goku. I like putting Pan in the spotlight as a main character. I like also bringing Trunks, individually without Goten. That was also interesting. I like the idea of having a universe-wide Dragon Ball hunt. I like the idea for Baby. I like the idea of the Shadow Dragons. I don't really like Super 17 though, but the way they handled it, it just didn't really, there was just nothing there to think about or to have any sort of emotional impact. It just felt like they were going through the motions a lot of the time, and every time they did try to do something original, they just sort of stumbled over their own feet. Not even just because they were trying to do things make things, bigger and better, it was just because they had no idea they had no idea what the characters were like, really. I mean, come on, what happened to Goten and Trunks? Listen, you don't turn Trunks into Future Trunks. They are different people. Future Trunks was raised in a cyborg apocalypse, okay? He was raised in the apocalypse. Kid Trunks was raised in a time where the worst thing he ever had to do was fight a monster, and then the monster they were actually stronger than the monster, but then the monster absorbed them. And even then they didn't really learn their lessons. Kid Trunks had nothing like that, so he would turn out very different. I mean, I guess, like, sure, you could have said he matured, but I feel like they just wanted to put in future Trunks, and they just shoved in, like, adult Trunks, and didn't really think about the fact of their own personalities. Also, Goten had nothing to do, and Gohan had nothing to do, and everyone else had absolutely nothing to do, and even Pan had nothing to do, and she was the one who got the character development, but she still didn't do anything. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on GT. It just feels like no one cared, even while they were writing it. Alright, last question from Akio Furukawa. I'm sorry. If you were forced to live the life of an action/sci-fi anime character, who would it be, and why would you choose that character? Would you, knowing how their life progressed, do anything different that they did to change any outcomes? I mean, that's a very, very interesting question. I mean, like, I know it's sort of, like, because since everyone's talking about Dragon Ball Z, and I'm thinking about Dragon Ball Z, and obviously they all make a lot of mistakes. Like, I feel like other people would be, you know, do obvious ones, like, oh, if I was Gohan, I would train during the 7 years time skip. But, no, honestly, like, I think I honestly wouldn't change much. Because, I know this sounds almost, like, too ridiculous, but, like, I feel like I don't know who these characters are. I'm not them. Even if I can write character analysis about them, but I'm not them. If I was them, I didn't have their life experiences or their upbringing or anything like that. I'm just sort of theorizing what they're like. So if I was in their situation, well, if I was in this situation, I would not be as brave as they were, as like any fictional character. Which I guess that's the whole point. Fictional characters can do things that you yourself, if you were in that situation, you would run away. I would run away. I've actually been saying, if I was in the DBZ universe, I would probably just want to be a human, because while I don't mean like Krillin, just like a regular human, because while, yes, I might not be able to be badass, my life expectancy might be a lot greater because I won't be shoved into these battles. The only time I would die is if someone just decided to blow up the Earth. And anyway, like, Dragon Ball Universe seems pretty much like normal life, you know what I mean? I would rather live a normal life than be a badass. Because being a badass is great and all, but normal life is also great. And I feel like people really underappreciate the value of that. I would want to be normal. Because normal, I guess it's hard to define what normal really is, but I would just want to be able to continue my day-to-day life without having to worry about interruptions from, like, the fate of the world, basically. So what I'm saying is, I don't know who I would be, and if I did change things, I think I would want to change things, because as long as it turns out right in the end, then adversity is good. Adversity is good in the end. It can build character. So I feel like just trying to make it so that nothing bad ever happens, like, it's just not exactly, that's not how the world works. I don't know. That was a kind of random rant there. But there you go, there's an answer for you. So that was my Q&A session number 1. Thank you, everyone. I'm just thinking, like, maybe I might do another Q&A for, like, maybe 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. I'm thinking a bit far ahead. But if you guys want, just, like, honestly, you don't need to wait until another Q&A session to get questions from me. You can ask me just random things during any comments of, like, any of my videos, or you could, like, go on my Tumblr. I've got an Ask there. You can ask me questions there. You don't need to, it's just if you want me to answer the questions, you know, like on video with my voice, because obviously that feels a lot more authentic, we can wait for the next Q&A session. And thanks everyone for the questions. Some of them were very interesting, and I was really glad that I was able to answer them. And hopefully you guys know a bit more about me now. So this is Gabby, and signing out.